Okay. It looks like we are live. Apologies for everything shaking and sounding odd and whatnot. I literally just rushed home from work to make it here on time to do the August live stream. As much as I would love to be on the bank, just not practical today. So I'm at home. But we got some cool stuff to go over for this month. Check in with everybody. Looks like a few of you are starting to jump in now. Cheers. Oh, there's nothing better than getting home from work and cracking a nice cold beer. Except cracking two. So we'll just give a few minutes for a few other people to straggle in. Usually takes a couple of minutes for everyone to remember that it's live stream day. Hope everybody's doing well. Once somebody can pop in the chat, just let me know that you can hear me okay, if you could. I've got a few different tabs on the go here just to keep up with my notes. Not everything is on paper this week. That's why I have the laptop out. Monster Carp Tackle, 5x5. Cool. So yeah, like I said, we got a few things to go over. Not as much as some months. It has not been incredibly exciting between last month's live stream and today. I've not actually been fishing much. So as it stands right now, we are, the 14th of August or something like that. Lee, good morning or afternoon at this point. So yeah, we're the 14th of August. I have not been fishing since the 2nd of August when I was out with Big Dave, and we went and filmed part 3 of the Pine Point project. That was an interesting day to say the least. We filmed part 3. We filmed a bunch of segments for upcoming projects with the Canadian Carp Society. We had fish. I lost fish. We got absolutely soaked in the bush trying to get into the place. There were slugs. There was weird berries that stained our gear. There was mud. There was a lot going on that day. But yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I've been out fishing. And as much as I hate to say it, it could be potentially another week before I get to wet a line. If then. It's just been so crazy with life and work and everything else going on. But prior to that, I got out a few times towards the end of July. And if you guys tuned in last week, you would have seen the update video that I did that kind of summed up where we were up to that point, which was July 24th. So yeah, I fished July 24th, kind of did that update, and fished again on August 2nd, and then I've not been out since, which sucks. I'm going to forget how to cast and forget how to play a fish by the time I get out again. But yeah, hopefully that update video that we released, wow, there's just cat hair and fur and stuff floating around everywhere. It's driving me nuts. Hopefully the update kind of gave you an idea of what's been going on. For those of you that did watch it, you'll see that I've not done really much filming this summer. Did lots of filming through the spring and early part of the summer, but for the most part, really haven't done a whole lot. I've focused a lot more on some social sessions and kind of just getting out, hiding in new spots and enjoying my fishing, as we talked about in that update video. As it stands right now, as far as new videos for the channel, we still have a backlog of, I think, 7 or 8 videos. That's enough to carry us into November. There is some more stuff from this past spring. Then as we get into the early part of summer, some new stuff that I have shot through the summer with a few more things that I need to get done. And I think we've got a new one from Dave for Dave's vlog coming up. I need to get in and go over all those files. So yeah, we got some good stuff coming, and I have plans to shoot a fair bit more coming up over the next I guess, 2 months. Some really exciting sessions coming up in September and October that I can't yet talk about because it's not just me involved. So hopefully, as we get closer to that, I can give you more information. But as it stands right now, those sessions are a secret. But good secrets, not bad secrets, good secrets. Some really good stuff coming. Now, in kind of going along the lines of with what's coming up, I put a poll out on our community page. There's a little community tab on the Anglophiles YouTube channel. I put this out a week or two ago. I put the question out to everyone. Wow, I got to stop shaking the table. I'm fidgety because I had a really busy morning this morning at work. Okay, I put the question out to everyone. What would you like to see more of from the Anglophiles? Now, if you haven't seen this poll and haven't answered, please chime in with one of these options or something new if I didn't list it in the chat. But I'll go over the options that I listed and what percentages I got responses on. I'll be honest with you, I was actually kind of surprised at the outcome. So this is for everyone, and you guys can add to this after. But yeah, the question was, what would you like to see more of from the Anglophiles? This just gives me an idea of kind of what content I could go out and create beyond what we're already doing, or if something needs a little bit of a change. And fresh ideas help. They really do help. So I don't kind of get boring. So first option was more rig talk. Second option was shorter videos. Third option was longer videos. Next was collaborations. And finally, challenges. Now, I'll be honest with you, I expected to see shorter videos and challenges skyrocket with options, which is not how it went. Oh, it looks like somebody is awake. Hello, boy.
Hello.
Did you just wake up?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to say hi, everybody, before you go downstairs and watch cartoons? This is what a child looks like as soon as he wakes up in the middle of the day. Okay, you and Cocoa Bean head downstairs, watch some cartoons, and I will be with you in a little while, okay?
Okay.
You all good? And now there's fire trucks going by. This is why I don't live stream in my front room. Anywho, as I said, I was expecting, like I said, rig talk, shorter videos, challenges, those to be the things that people wanted to see more of. I see a big trend in those really climbing with what other people are doing on YouTube. So I was expecting kind of the same response, given that we've done all of those in the past. As it turns out, rig videos, 0%. Nobody who answered the poll wanted that. If that's something you would like to see some of, please throw it in the chat right now while we're going over this. Shorter videos. I do a lot of longer videos. Kevin, how's it going? Looks like you've been on a catching streak lately. Good for you. I've got a lot of shorter videos, but we do a lot of longer videos. And I try to not focus on I need to stay within this time frame. I just want to show the sessions as they are and how things are happening. So I was expecting to see a pretty high number for shorter videos, given that a lot of our stuff goes beyond half an hour, sometimes more than 40 minutes. We've got some videos, I think, that go up over 2.5 hours. Some of them have been split up into 2 parts because they're over 4 hours long. I was always under the impression that people wanted less long videos and more short stuff. Shorter videos came in at 7% in responses. So at least one person wants some shorter videos. We have them, we make them. That's just going to continue as part of the trend. I'm not going to go out of my way to make more short ones because it seems like with the responses based off of that, basically we have enough and we will have more in the future. So the next one was longer videos. As I said, given that we do a fair bit of longer ones, I was under the impression that maybe some people would want really long ones. Oh my goodness. Do you have any plans to visit your mother? Yes, in October, I will be stopping in to drop my child off on my way to a fishing spot for the weekend. I will see you then. Does anybody else do a live stream where their mother chimes in? Does that happen? Is that a normal thing? It's pretty cool that mine can figure out the technology to do that because she is relatively smart. I think that's where I get it from. Anyway, back onto the list. Longer videos. I wasn't sure if people wanted more long videos or not. I have plans to do some longer ones, but again, it was just a matter of, we already do a fair bit of long ones. Do people want some really long ones, like more consistent 2-hour ones if possible, which kind of fall into some of the plans that I have. 21% of responses say they want more longer videos. So I will make a conscious effort to try and have a few more longer ones come in throughout the year. And again, this is all planning for 2022 because, as I said, I've got enough kind of already to carry us into November with what I have planned for shooting in the next 2 months. That will kind of get us through December, January, and hopefully kind of what I shoot in October and November-ish, where I start going in doing a little bit more trout fishing, which I haven't done enough of in the last couple of years. I think I got out once for trout last year, maybe once this past winter. That will kind of carry us through January, February, because that's when the trout anglers are hot on the trail of steelhead and really want that trout content. And the trout videos that we already have spike huge January, February, March. So while we have some videos ready for them to go out in that time, hopefully I can get a little ice fishing in this winter, and that will kind of carry in with that audience as well. But as it stands right now, we have enough carp content to take us right to winter. So that's kind of exciting. Hopefully we'll have enough to carry us through as well. A little bit of carp stuff through the winter in between the trout and ice fishing stuff as it comes. But yeah, people want some longer ones. I'm going to try and do my best to deliver that for next year. Hopefully with the big plans that I have, we can make it happen. Collaborations were the next one on the list. I don't do a lot of actual official collaborations. We team up with Big Dave from Monster Carp Tackle as much as we can because he's a hoot to fish with, and always a great time fishing with Dave, whether we catch or not. It's just always a great time. But we never really do a collaboration per se. I have done a few short videos for Monster Carp Tackle, but in terms of an actual collaboration, we really haven't done a whole lot of that. A little bit with, Will Machette back in the day. Not really much beyond that. Now, there are plans. I've already got a few kind of on the books for next spring, planning with other YouTubers from here in Ontario. I was in touch with Limestone City Angler last year about doing a collaboration, basically because he had an amazing idea, did a video. I wanted to do my own attempt at it. Got in contact with him. He was okay with it. But then all this COVID stuff happened and my schedule just flopped for last year, which it's also now done this year. So I haven't been able to get back in contact with him as far as setting it up. So I will be reaching out to him again in the future, given that we've already discussed it briefly. But I really still want to do that idea because he had an amazing idea. And I think that I'm in an area where I can make that exciting. So I still have that one planned, and hopefully we can make that happen next year. Hopefully with everything eased up a little bit. I have been speaking with a number of other YouTubers here in Ontario as far as collaborations go to a certain extent. There is something that's going to be happening soon where I will have an opportunity to talk to a lot more of them directly and work out some collaboration plans. So here's the cool part. 50% of the responders on our poll wanted more collaborations. I already have buttload of collaborations planned for next year, and I'm going to do everything I can to make them happen. So as far as collaborations go, you want them. I am doing everything I can to deliver. And it sounds like some other YouTubers really want that to happen as well. So that is happening in 2022. You will get collaborations. Now, this is one that I was expecting to see a pretty high number on, and it's one that personally is the one I want to do the most. That's challenges. Kevin, lady bass in the Kawartha Lakes area. Is that a YouTuber? I'm not sure what lady bass is. Is it a girl bass? Anyway, challenges, while I wait for Kevin to respond in a minute. I really want to do a lot more challenges. Goldie and I used to do a fair bit of challenges where it would be one-on-one, or he would give me an idea and I have to kind of go against that and get it. That's a YouTuber. Don't know that one. As it stands right now, I'm sticking with carp-related collaborations, but I may branch that out depending on how things go. So maybe one to look into. I'll have to check out her content. I'm not familiar with lady bass, but I'll look into that one. So yeah, challenges wise, I like the idea of somebody throwing a challenge at me and I have to go do it, because I'm either going to pass or I'm going to fail. There is no kind of middle ground on that one. You can only accomplish it or not accomplish it. And it's fun. I am somewhat competitive and I do love a challenge. This year's fishing, the challenge has basically been avoiding public, popular, very visible swims and digging a hole in the bush, hiding, finding me some fish in a spot that I've not caught from before. That's a really big challenge. Bottom structure is not what I was expecting it to be, that sort of thing. So this year is more about a personal challenge. Next year, I will be taking it kind of out to you. So anybody who has ideas of challenges they would like me to do, as of right now, let's just stick with carp fishing. I may open that up to trout or bass next year to kind of plan ahead for later dates and later possible videos. But for right now, if you have any carp fishing challenge ideas, what I would ask is that you go over to our Instagram page and drop me a direct message on the Instagram page of what you think a good carp fishing challenge idea would be. And then I will, pick a whole bunch of them and start working on knocking them off that list. Keep in mind that these have to be practical for what I can do in my time frame. So you might have an amazing idea that I really want to do, but scheduling might not allow me to do it if I have to travel or something like that. So I will pick the best ones that I can make happen. But just because your idea might not get picked doesn't mean that I don't want to do it. I might find a way to do that at a later date. So absolutely pop over to our Instagram page, shoot me a direct message. Tell me if you have any carp fishing challenge ideas, and gives me some more stuff to work on, more stuff that you want me to work on. And that's really exciting to me. We did some head-to-head at the Park Lake stalking sessions. If you have a very specific bait or a specific rig that you want me to catch on, or a specific type of venue where you want me to find a certain way to catch a carp at this specific venue, I'll give it a shot. It's something that has definitely been on the list for a while about taking on. Now, with that said and out of the way, again, please send me your challenge ideas. I'm looking forward to that. If you've got more items on that list of what you would like to see more from the Angler Files, again, you can do the same thing. Drop me a message on Instagram. I'm on there all the time, and I will see it. Facebook, I am on a fair bit, but I pretty much ignore the Facebook page for the most part because it's boring. Instagram is a lot more exciting of a kind of media source for me, so that's where I spend a lot of time. So challenge ideas, kind of what you want from the channel, throw those ideas in there, message on Instagram, and I will check them out. Now, going on from there, speaking of Instagram, so I think the week before last, so last week was that update video. The week before, I was out in session and did a live on Instagram. I did that right before I shot that update video, actually, or right after, somewhere around there. But it was like well over an hour. It was quite a bit. And a few of you guys were in there. And it was great interacting with you. Believe it or not, that was probably one of the most fun things I've done yet. Having a live go on Instagram, wasn't even on YouTube. It was just on Instagram, where we were in session, just chatting with how things have been. And then I had 3 fish landed during that live stream, to the point where we were actually, people were guessing which rod would go next. And it almost happened at the end, right before I shut down the double header. We had 2 takes that kind of happened one after another. Only one of the fish came in. But right after that Instagram live, not 10 minutes, a double header did happen where both rods went at once, and I had to play both fish in. That was the first time I've actually been stuck in that particular scenario where both rods were gone at the same time. I had both rods in my hand and I was trying to play those fish in. Fat boys were fishing across the river from me, and they were having a hoot of a time laughing at me about that. Both fish were landed, and one was tiny, one was a good size. It was an absolutely amazing day. I think I landed 15 fish that day and lost 5 or 6. So it was like 21 bites I had that day. It was insane. But the reason I bring that up is that's a long video, but it's on our Instagram page. So if you want to see it, pop over, watch it on Instagram. The question I pose to you is there any benefit for me to take a copy of that video and put it up here on the YouTube channel? Is there anybody that won't watch it on Instagram but would like to see it? I can throw it up on here as kind of like a filler content for a week that we don't have a video coming out. I can put it up here for you guys if you like. Just let me know. And keep in mind that the formatting won't be the same because the phone would have been up and down. So you're not going to have that widescreen look. It's going to be narrow. But if you guys want it on here, I will put it on here. If not, it's on Instagram, on our channel, our page on Instagram, amongst all the photos and stuff. It is there to be viewed if you'd like to see it. I will say this. That was fun. That was really, really fun to do. And I think going forward, it's not going to be a regular thing, but I am going to do more of those Instagram lives. I've changed over my data plan on my phone so I can handle a little bit more of that. And yeah, if I'm in a situation where I think I'm going to get into a good hit of fish, I think we're probably going to do that because getting fish live is exciting. I can't see the fly in front of me, but it's flying around in front of the camera. I could see it on the screen. That was twisted. So yeah, it's just mentioned in the chat. If you guys would like me to throw that up on YouTube, I will. If not, I will leave it on Instagram where it is for everybody to see. Okay, next item on my list. The rod review video that everybody's been asking for. Dave Newman, hi there. Was just talking about you, actually. The rod review of the Witchwood Extricator MLT 10-foot cork handled beauties, as well as the Witchwood 5000 FD Extricator reels that I've been using. I've been promising a rod review and a reel review video of those. It is done. It's filmed. I just have a little bit of editing to do on that with the footage, and I will get that up as soon as possible. I've started the editing process, but then I got wrapped up, was happy with it, went back in to look at it the next day. File was partially corrupted, had to go find files. So I've been busy with a few other things, trying to get it kind of reworked to go around files that have gone missing. But as far as the rod review and reel review, it is done. Now I'm going to go over all the footage of that just to make sure I'm not missing any details. It's not going to be as in-depth as far as casting goes because I didn't buy them for casting, but we do talk about what I think about them, kind of what they look like. I don't go into any detailed specs because if you want that, excuse me, you can go over to the Witchwood website where they list all the actual detailed specs. But my personal opinions and thoughts and kind of what I've done. Oh, wow. What I've done with them and what I have them for is what we describe. And actually, if I recall, we got a fish. Pretty sure I got a fish while I was talking about them. So I got to go over all the rest of the footage, finish the edit. I'm having a day. But we'll get that video up very, very soon. It is on, I have it on my calendar downstairs as far as an actual date that it's going to come out, but I'm not down there, so I can't see it. But that is ready to go almost completely. You will see it soon. So that I will deliver. Because of my schedule, I'm not getting a lot of time to get out, and I still want to do a review on the Corda Compact rucksack that I've been using all of this season, as well as the other Corda luggage that I've been using. I have the compact rod, 3-rod hold all for both 12-footers and 10-footers. So I want to talk about those, as well as the single rod sleeve I use for my 10-foot spot rod. So yeah, I got a fair bit of new stuff that I got kind of last winter, early spring, that I want to go over and get those reviews done now that I've actually used them all through the season, because now I can actually have a proper opinion of them. I feel I'm trying to get the time to get on the bank, and that's where it's difficult. Maybe if I'm lucky, I can get 2 hours on the bank tomorrow, but I've got other stuff that I got to shoot. So I'm working on it. We're going to get it done, and I will get those reviews out as quickly as I can. Okay, next on my list. Before I jump to the next item on my list, how is everybody? Not a whole lot of you is jumping in the chat, not as much as usual. I see the great regulars in there, so I'm happy to see that. My mommy's in there, so that's nice too. But overall, how are you guys doing? Before we move on to my other list of stuff where I just talk and talk and talk. Who's catching what? I don't care where you're fishing. I don't just tell me, are you having a good season? You know, we're in August. We're going to start heading into that late summer, early fall time period when we know we're going to get into good fish. Who is doing well? Who is struggling? And, you know, can we help with how you're struggling? Is there some pointers that we can offer as a different perspective as what's going on? Throw some stuff at me, guys. Throw it in the chat. Let's see what's happening. I know Fat Boys were out yesterday and probably again today. Had a few good days in the last few days. Yeah, I know some of you guys yesterday, I guess, did well. Jeff fish, and you guys were back out today. So, you know, that's great. You guys are getting out, you're getting some runs. Oh, I forgot I'm on the laptop. I just reached for my mouse. Launch carp tackle. Hopefully when school is back in, I may end up with more free time on the bank. Hopefully you are correct there. I would love to see you catching more. Dave Newman, not today, got 11 yesterday. 11 is a lot of fish. It's a good day. And if you're in the spot that I think you were in, that's actually a kind of an average day. Such a killer spot there. Kevin, as I said, I saw that you've been catching lately. I guess you're kind of hitting a bit of a blank bit right now, or you're about to hit a blank bit, or you think you might. You've had some good fish there. Is there anything standing out as far as your tactic goes as to what you've been doing that's really kind of turned that around for you and had such a good run come into play? Dave, you had 3 on Thursday afternoon. Dave, do you guys just fish every day now? Do you not go to work anymore? Because I know what you do, and I know you should be working. Saw Lee in there. Lee, how have you been doing? You've been getting out? Dave's got too many holidays to use up. Well, I'm doing the same. That's why my September and my October are going to be kind of filled with some really good sessions coming up. With what's been happening and what's kind of been planned, I've had to kind of sacrifice fishing now to fit that time in for, people that are going to be around or places that I have to go. We've got some good stuff coming. You get another 25 days starting September 30th. 25 days. I guess I can't complain. I think I get 21. Been using them up little bit by little bit. I took a week off in March, took a week off in July. I'm going to take, I think, 4 or 5 days in September, a couple of days in October. Not in a row per year. Should just use them all up in one shot. Just have one big trip. Try that. Now, once I get into the next item on my list, if you guys noticed, the cover photo for this live stream, I got a mustache hair in my, what a day. One hell of a day. I had a couple reels showing in the thumbnail for this live stream. We're going to talk about those shortly too. So don't think I'm skipping those. Ooh. They're all right here. I'm kind of excited about those, so I'm kind of saving them till the end. All right, I'm not getting a whole lot of chat back unless people are just typing. So if it comes up in the chat, I'll stop and I'll go over it. But for now, we're just over half an hour. I'm going to try and keep this into around an hour. We'll see. Lee, you have got out 2 or 3 times. You had any fish, or are you struggling? Things been tough over there? So, like I said, yeah, I'll stop if something else comes up in the chat. But for right now, I'll move on to the next topic on my list. Canadian Carp Society. I talk about these guys a fair bit this year. It's because it's something that I'm really, really happy with. And it's one of those things that I think is long overdue. Uh-oh. Dave's got marketplace pickups. He's got good stuff coming. Lee might have found a lake with carp. Well, the only way to find out is to get a rig in there, right? So hopefully you can have a good time there. Canadian Carp Society has been slowly growing over the course of the year, especially since its launch in March. Here we are in August. There is over 140 members. And I have to say, with how it's gone so far, I'm very, very pleased. Really, really happy with the people who started it and the organizers that kind of keep things going. The opportunity that I've had to be involved with some of the content, it's very exciting. It's a very exciting group, and a lot of really good people in this group. And one thing that I particularly love that stands out is the social media aspect. Social media it's a pain in the ass. It's really the only thing I can say. That's why I'm not really paying much attention on Facebook. I'm never on Twitter anymore. There's just too much negativity. And one thing about the Carp Societies, we have our own kind of Facebook-like kind of space in the website, and that negativity is not in there. And funny enough, there are people in there that I will see on Facebook posting all kinds of negative stuff. They don't do it in the Carp Society website, which is great, because that environment is for positivity and helping one another, sharing in the experiences and being excited for one another. And that's exactly what it's done. And I had mentioned kind of at the start of this that I have some stuff to shoot for some Carp Society projects that are being done. I get to work with a lot of really cool people in this community with what we're doing, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've written a number of articles that have been posted in there, as have many other members, and I would love to see more members, write some more stories about their experiences and put that up there. There's so much content. I have to say, if you're a carp angler and you love that sense of positive community, sign up. It's worth it. It really is. Basically, your membership gets paid for itself with your first order from, say, Carp Kit or Monster Carp Tackle, just because of the discounts you get being a member. So, please, please, please. It's a really good environment for carp anglers. Please check it out. Think about it. It's not just for Canadians. While it is the Canadian Carp Society, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you want to be a member, you can be. You pay your membership just like the rest of us do. Then you have access to all the content, the podcasts, the videos, the articles, the sense of community that we have, like I said, within that kind of old Facebook-like kind of page, where we can all chat and interact and share photos and stories about our experiences in our sessions. I can't say enough at this point of how much I love being a part of that group. So I know I say it a lot, and I know I keep bringing it up, but it's because I mean it, and I want to make sure people know that's what this is. It's not just something that you pay your money and you go in and it's just there like other groups. This is 1,000% an interactive group. You can be just as committed to it as you want. You could provide content just as anybody else can. It's not this 5 people write the articles and make the videos and that's it. All of you can. Every member has the ability to provide that kind of content for one another, and that's really, really exciting. We're getting to see perspectives that you don't normally see, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay. Now, with that, the next item on my list are the reels. I'm going to move this box just over here for a moment because I'm going to go in order of what I got them. Okay, these are not new reels, but these are new to me. And I think just the story behind some of them is what's exciting to me. Okay, so let me just get these guys out. So earlier in the summer, I think June or July, an opportunity to get these came up, and I grabbed 3 of them. Okay, these are Daiwa Emblem S reels, 5,000 T. These are older reels. These are, 20, 25 years old or so. And the owner of these reels got to a point where he didn't need them anymore. The story behind these reels is that these were purchased in the 90s from Foster's of Birmingham in the UK. These have had a number of UK fish. They've been to France and had fish up to around 40 pounds. And it just comes down to the owner of these reels had a very dear friend pass away who left him his reels. And he no longer needed these because he's now using them. So these were put up for sale and I jumped at it. So I got a set of 3 of these kind of semi-retro reels. They got folding handles. Not that I do that, but for storage, it's great. These I'm going to put on my Daiwa Black Widow 12 footers, the G50 Black Widows. I don't have any issues with my Witchwood Big Pits, the 75 Riots that I use. I have 0 issues with those. I love those reels, but I kind of just got it in my head that I want to have some Daiwa reels on the Daiwa rods, but I didn't want to go out and just buy some brand new ones. I wanted some semi-retro reels, some kind of older Daiwa reels that have a slightly different look than what you're going to see out there. Have a bit of a story behind them, a little bit of history, and it's exactly what I got. Like I said, I jumped at the chance to get these. So all of the mono spools are spooled up. I think 2 of the braid spools are spooled up. I have 1 more to do. And actually, these potentially might go on the rods this afternoon, because if I do get to sneak out for 2 hours tomorrow, I'm going to be going over to the Niagara, possibly, if I can get out. I've got a whole bunch of swims, and I've been watching them, and a few of them quite far down, kind of a long drive, probably 25 minutes down the parkway towards Lake Erie. Fish have been showing. So I'm going to put these on the 12 footers and put them out to the test with some river beasts. That's if I get out. If not, it's going to have to wait at least a week. But these were going to go on the 12s. I'm super excited. It was time for a little bit of a change. I'm not getting rid of my Riots. I do have kind of a plan for them. I am going to look to getting some 12-foot Witchwood rods to go with those, but I haven't decided which ones yet. I might get Witchwood Riot 12-footers. If I do, it'll be cork handle, because I really want to get all my rods to cork at some point. But yeah, I just wanted to share as far as these go. There's a neat little history behind them, and let's just face it, history is what makes things exciting. These aren't new. They don't have anti-reverse. They're loud. They're a little bit clunky, but so am I. So yeah, super, super excited to be able to get those. They have the spare spools in there. This is the one that I still need to put some braid on. I probably would not have been able to get those without the buy and sell community group in the Carp Society, because that's where they came up. That's where I saw them. That's where I acquired them. And then they were hand delivered on a session that I fished with the guy that I got them from, who I will be fishing with again, I think in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's part of that kind of special session that's coming up. So that's going to be exciting. So yeah, some new to me emblems that are going to go on the Daiwa rods, and we'll kind of see how that plays out, especially handling a big upper river fish. Now the other ones, get these guys out. These ones just came in this week. These are, again, new to me, but not new. Ever since I got into this European carp scene that we have over here, I have wanted a set of these reels. And when you look at the price tag on them for a brand new pair, these things in Canadian are almost $300 a piece. I am never, ever, ever going to spend that kind of money on a reel. I get kind of antsy about spending $150 on a rod. I've done it, but that's kind of like extreme cases. I beat my gear up. I don't need anything that's that pricey. I've played fish in on $800 Basias. I've played fish in on expensive Shimanos. Guess what? To me, I don't find the difference being that much better than my $80 Witchwood Riots. They all reel in the line and bring the fish closer to you. That's their job. For people that are like constantly long casting, I understand why they would get a different style reel. But at the end of the day, these things are just to crank in line. Really. As long as they got a good drag and they actually crank in line and they don't blow apart, they're doing their job. So then it comes down to aesthetics, basically how they look, how they feel. And that's kind of what does it for me. These reels here just have a look about them, a very kind of old, they make me think of 1980s reels. And being somebody who grew up in the 80s, I really got started in my fishing in the early 80s. These kind of takes me back to that time, just looking at these reels. And I see so many people in videos online, companies that have anglers that are shooting product content for them aren't using the reels made by the company. They're using these, and there's got to be a reason for that. So I've been wanting these for years. And yeah, I guess just over a week ago, a pair of these came up for sale again from a member of the Carp Society, and offered a price that I would have been stupid to turn down. They're a little, you know what? I want to say they're a little beat up. They're not. There's a few scratches on the spools, and that's it. These reels are in fantastic shape from what I can see. And these are the Daiwa Whisker SS Tournament 2600s. Wrong. I got 2 of them. And I'm super, super, super excited. They got that retro look to them, like that square bottom, gold spools, which you guys haven't seen yet on my Witchwood extricator reels because I'm still using the mono on them. I haven't switched to braid on them yet. My braid has the gold spools on those, but these are just gold spools. These are going to get